I really fucking love snacks.
Hello and welcome to Snack Time. I am your host, Lindsay. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, share with your friends, especially because today we have a very special episode to which when I told my boyfriend, Nick, he said, "Really?" And the answer is yes, because this is the episode where I have my cat as the guest, and the theme is cat snacks. So, guys, please welcome Sugarbear Adams. Oh, I guess this will be harder for the people who listen to this as a podcast versus watch the video podcast. But I guess I just need you to trust me that she is here and excited. There you go, little baby. Okay, so Sugar Bear, honestly, you've made a lot of appearances on this podcast in the past. So it's not really your first time, but it is your first time as the special guest. So I am excited and I appreciate you taking the time to sit in my lap on my bed, where you've also spent a lot of time. So, it's not really new for you. In case you guys don't know, I have been Sugar Bear's owner since she was a little tiny baby of 1 years old. She stayed the same size. I adopted her in Chicago, brought her to Los Angeles, and the rest is history. She is a fucking asshole. She's also the sweetest cat that's ever lived. She's never hissed or bit in her life to me, although she did hiss at me the other day, but she thought I was a toy, to be fair. Um, and then, I've obviously been feeding her, so I'm pretty aware of her snack habits, but I felt like it was important to have equal representation on this podcast. And so that's the reason why I was like, this shouldn't be limited to one species, because snacks are for everybody. And I want to prove that by having one of the most voracious snackers I know, and yet very specific about her taste. So, we're going to get right into it. Let's talk about cat snacks in general. Um, you know, Generally, when you think of cats, you don't really think of it as snacks. You think of it as treats. The in between meals is when you give your cat or your dog, we're not going to talk about dogs, a treat, which I find personally interesting because I prefer sweets over savories. So generally, when you say treat, it refers to something sweet. So out the gate, animals already know what they're doing, and I'm not going to be the one to judge if your dessert tastes like chicken or if it tastes like ice cream, because frankly, they're both great. And just because chicken is not for me, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Salt and Straw, who I shit on all the time, put chicken in their fucking ice cream. And then they might as well just call it ice cream for cats because that's essentially what it is. But we're going to get into it. So there's a variety of different cat snacks. I wish that Chewy would sponsor this episode because I do really enjoy the fact that they write handmade notes, and I am picking my cat's nose right now. Okay, it's too much. Okay. Um, Okay, so Sugar Bear personally prefers a little crunch, even though she is missing some teeth. She has a condition called I don't know, where the vet says that for some reason her little baby tiny teeth in the front, they just get absorbed into her mouth. So technically, teeth are one of her favorite snacks. Okay. Um, so I mean, first of all, I'm going to get into a couple different things in terms of the flavors that cats like. There are some weird snack flavors. I think we're all familiar with, catnip as one of the flavors. She eats catnip. It's not really, it's like kind of like the cinnamon challenge, but for cats. So it's powdered and it gets a little, but she doesn't cough per se. But also, I think she's just so fucked up by the time it gets into her system that she's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. So there's catnip, there's the obvious meat flavors, there's poultry, there's fish. They don't, there's beef. I don't really know if they give cats pork that much. It's not really it's not as much of a common thing. But um, some weirder flavors you might not know about of things that cats tend to like. There are cats that like fruit. You can go on TikTok, you can see a handful of cats eating watermelon. Some cats like apples. There's a plethora of food. Generally, they can't taste sweet things. They tend to go more towards the bitter, which is also why they sometimes eat earwax. I had a cat when I was a kid who used to get up in your ear and just try to tongue your ear. Anyway, it's really gross. But if you have a cat that does it, I just want you to know that you shouldn't feel ostracized. Also, Sugarbear has probiotics that I give her that are little packets and they're yeast flavored. And you can also get yeast flavored toothpaste, which, by the way, not a chance. She would not let me touch her mouth to save my life. It's a whole drama. But you can get that because weirdly, cats like that taste too. So if you're like a yeasty beer fan, I don't know, maybe you and cats have something in common. I feel like cats have drank beer before. I don't know. Shook, have you ever had beer? She doesn't give a shit. Have you ever had beer? Oh man, I feel like half this podcast is going to be me baby talking to my cat. Well, you know what? This is what we signed up for. The other thing that cats like as a weird taste is plants, or they'll have something kind of like something leafy. Like there are cats that eat salad that I've heard of. They like salty stuff. Sugar Bear specifically loves Doritos. Obviously, cheese, dairy type products. I don't know what it is specifically about Doritos. She'll go for the Cool Ranch ones too. And she'll also go for potato chips, but if there's say pure butter on popcorn, that she's not interested in. So it doesn't completely make sense. But anyway, the best part of snack time, arguably, is when we play Fuck, Mary Kill, Polly. And I'm not trying to sexualize my cat, but I am trying to force her to be decisive. So I have a couple of rounds of Fuck, Mary Kill, Polly for Sugar Bear to play. I'm obviously going to have to help her out because she doesn't speak human. And also, I want people to know that I am an adult woman in my 30s having my cat on a podcast where I'm pretending like she can actually participate. So, if you're wondering where your life could go if you choose to go to art school, this is where it could end up very reasonably. You could very reasonably end up hosting your own podcast by yourself in your apartment with your cat who is not interested and cannot participate. That being said, let's play Fuck, Mary Kill, Polly. Okay. So we have a couple different categories for this. First, we have comes in a bag. Second, we have inedible objects. And third, we have human food. Okay. Are you ready, Shug? Okay. I don't know if you could hear that, but she's definitely ready. Do you want to lay on my shoulders? Wow, she looks nervous and unhappy. Say hi. Is this Oh man, she was really purry before. Okay, so we're gonna do comes in a bag. The first one we have is a churu meat stick, which this is what it looks like. A little meat stick. She fucking loves these. The second one we have is greenies. If you don't know what these are, this is savory salmon flavor. They're little dental treats. So they're supposed to clean her teeth that her mouth is going to absorb anyway. And then third one we have is Temptations treats that come in a bag. And the fourth one, which I don't have a bag of. And then the fourth one is catnip, which I do have a bag. So, where is it? Okay. And here's a bag. So, for this one, we can luckily make it so that Shug can make her decisions on her own. And then we'll just have to like kind of interpret how she behaves accordingly. So I guess let's start off with the catnip because we should get her fucked up before we feed her other stuff. Okay. All right, Sugar Bear. She likes to eat it out of the bag. It's her favorite. Watch her just not eat it. Do you want catnip? Completely disinterested. Do you want catnip? Do you want it? Okay. Well, she basically just told me to fuck off. I feel like she's killing the catnip then. Is that your decision? I mean, you made your choice, honestly. And I've never seen you do this before, so it's out of character and I feel like she's probably trying to show off. Okay, so next we have churu. Okay, so these are like weird little meat sticks, and cats behave like the cutest little licky animals, and it either grosses you out or it doesn't. This is a chicken recipe. So here we go with this. And then, oh, that smells like asshole. I'm gonna see if, ugh, it just fell on the blanket. It just fell on the blanket. Okay. Oh my God, Shug, you got it on your ear. I mean, she loves this. Okay. Well, the smell is gagging me. So here's what we're going to do we're going to put this to the side. Please get the bit that got on your ear, lick it off my finger. Great. Great job. Thank you. Oh, good. You stepped on it and it's in your fur. This makes me want to die. I don't know if this part is. Oh, I'm gonna puke. Okay. Shug. Okay. You know what? I need to take a break to clean off my fucking hand. So hold please. Oh, I have hand sanitizer. Excellent. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Now we have greenies. So the thing about greenies and Shug is that she likes to eat them out of my hands and sometimes she hates them. Like right now, she's not interested. And she'll go back in. Oh, we got a little lick. It's like she doesn't realize they're food. Okay. And then she swallows it whole. Great job. You did it. Okay, so she is pretty interested in greenies. And then temptations, I've really never had much luck with. So I'm going to interpret this the way that I will. So I think that she is going to kill the catnip. I think that she is going to marry the churu. I think that she's going to poly with the greenies. And then as I'm saying this, I'm remembering that the temptations have been pretty tempting in the past for her. So I'm going to go ahead and say that she would fuck the Temptations. Also, maybe on like the name alone, you know? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But Shug, do you agree? Yeah, she does. Okay. So our second category is inedible objects. I don't know about you, but this bitch likes to eat things that are in no way food. So here are our options. One, we have plastic bags. Two, a fern. Three, her toes. Four, an unidentified crumb on the counter. So these are all like difficult choices for her, I know, because I also know that she personally loves all of these, maybe equally. I'm not really sure. So this is going to be tough for her. I don't know if anybody else's cat eats plastic bags, but this bitch is obsessed. So here's an example of what she will do to a bag. And this is not just because there's catnip in it. She loves to eat the actual plastic and then she'll throw it up somewhere around the apartment or she'll shit it out. You know, there's like a variety of different things that could happen once she eats the plastic. But what I will tell you is that sometimes I go out of town and if I don't empty the trash next to my bed, which is generally paper, plastic type stuff, she will have knocked it over to get to plastic bags. So that is one thing that we cannot keep in our apartment because she's psychotic. Um, the next thing, a fern. Wow. I have tried to have many a fern in my apartment. And part of it is because they're fairly easy to take care of. And they're also not toxic to cats. So let me be clear. While they're not edible, they can be eaten without a trip to the emergency room. So, I think one of the things that she loves to do is eat the dead leaves of ferns. And I found this because she throws them up immediately. So, it's kind of a concerning situation. But at the same time, it's like I want her to do what she loves if it's not hurting her. You know, I have been bulimic. I understand that sometimes, sometimes it is what it is. And, I'm not going to judge her wholly on that. The other thing is her toes. Boy, does she love to eat her fucking toes. Any time of nighttime, basically. During the day, she's sleeping, but at night, she's eating her toes next to my head. So that's something I know she's definitely interested in. And then the final one is an unidentified crumb on the counter. Um, I am white, so when my cat gets on the counter, I'm not usually alarmed. However, I've gotten better about telling her to get off. But I also think it's so cute. I'm like, you're a cat. You don't belong on the counter. What are you doing? You shouldn't be on the county. Anyway, she knows she can get away with anything. So she'll be on the counter and, we clean pretty well. Definitely clean if there's food anywhere in sight. And yet she'll always have something in her mouth. So I know she's interested. It's something she keeps coming back for. So a favorite to be determined. Something she likes, absolutely. So I don't know, Shug. What are your thoughts? Okay. All right. I mean, she's not thrilled with having to choose, obviously. But look, it is what it is. This is how you play the game. Okay. So what I'm feeling is I think that she is going to I think she's gonna marry the plastic bag because I can't she can't get enough of it. I would say that she would kill the unidentified crumb on the counter because it's not an everyday thing and she doesn't get the option all the time. I think she would poly with her toes. And I think that she would fuck the fern because she likes it dead or alive, which I take back saying that right after I said she would fuck it. But she likes it enough, you know? And you know what? Here's the thing too, love hate relationship. She'll eat it and then she'll go, no thanks, and throw it up. And that is quite an attitude to have towards sex. That's actually very common. So, okay. I mean, you did it. You didn't think you could, but you did it. Okay. The last category we have is human food, one of her faves. So, first we have rotisserie chicken. The second one we have is roasted salmon. And the third one we have is melted ice cream. The fourth one we have is lunch meat. Now, let me tell you something about myself and my relationship with Sugar Bear. I eat a lot of loose lunch meat. It's a good snack for me. And guess who it's also a good snack for? This hungry, hungry bitch. So, Shug, I have here some smoked turkey breast. Would love to know if you're interested. Wow, smells exactly like your food, which is disgusting. You want any of this? Okay, well, that whole piece is for you now. Okay, so we're both eating loose lunch meat, which makes us twins. I'll say this, if there's a rotisserie chicken in the tri-state area, this is a California podcast, but if there's a rotisserie chicken in the tri-state area, this bitch is on it. Are you over the podcast now? You're not even gonna fucking help me? Okay, fine. I'll do it for you. Also a fan of a roasted salmon. She eats it like a fancy butthole though. There's like fancy little, I'm fancy, I'm cool, I'm fancy, I'm cool. So I'll say that. Um, Melted ice cream, you know, she doesn't get the opportunity a lot because I generally eat it right out of the pine, but she'll find the lid and that's what she goes for. And lunch meat, you just saw that behavior. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. She is going to marry the rotisserie chicken. She is going to fuck the lunch meat. She'll poly with the roasted salmon and she's going to kill the melted ice cream because she could do without it. She could do without it. She could go on a streak of no melted ice cream, just like me, and then she'd be good. So, anyway, she's abandoned me. She's done with me, which is so her, honestly. Unfortunately, you can't follow her on any social media, but you can follow me, and all the information will be in the comments. Please let me know if you would like to see Shug on a future episode or integrated into a different episode. Regardless, this has been really chaotic and manic. And if my therapist hears this, she might be concerned. However, I'm grateful for you guys. And thank you so much for listening to Snack Time.